What if I told you one of the most famous monuments on Earth might have been built in a way that completely defies what we thought ancient humans were capable of? Yeah, I'm talking about Stonehenge, a giant ring of massive stones standing quietly in the English countryside for over 4,000 years. But here's the crazy part. No one actually knows for sure how it was built. No machines, no cranes, no modern tools. So how did they do it? And more importantly, why? You won't believe this about the truth behind Stonehenge's construction. If you're into cool and surprising facts like this, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's go back in time, way back. The stones that shouldn't be there. Let's start with something that already sounds impossible. Some of the stones at Stonehenge, called bluestones, weren't even found nearby. They came from Wales. That's about 240 kilometers away. Wait, what? Imagine dragging rocks that weigh up to 4 tons across hills, forests, rivers, with no vehicles. Even today, moving something like that is a challenge. So how did ancient people do it? Some scientists believe they used wooden sledges and rollers. Others think they floated the stones on rivers. But here's the twist. Even with those methods, it would take hundreds of people working together for months, maybe years, just to move a few stones. So the real question is, why go through all that effort? The bigger, heavier mystery. Now let's talk about the sarsen stones, the giant ones. These monsters weigh up to 25 tons each. That's like a fully loaded truck. And they weren't just placed randomly. They were carefully arranged in a perfect circle with horizontal stones balanced on top, which means they had to lift these massive stones and place them precisely without modern engineering. Think about that for a second. No cranes, no metal tools, just stone, wood, and human strength. And some theories suggest they built ramps and lever systems, kind of like a giant ancient puzzle. But even then, getting those stones to balance perfectly, that's insanely precise work. It's almost like they had a deep understanding of physics without ever studying physics. The hidden engineering genius. Here's where things get even more interesting. The stones aren't just stacked, they're locked together. Yeah, like Lego. They use something similar to mortise and tenon joints, a woodworking technique still used today, which means these people weren't just strong, they were incredibly skilled engineers. And remember, this was happening around 3000 BCE. That's before the pyramids of Egypt were fully completed. So suddenly, Stonehenge isn't just a pile of rocks anymore. It's a masterpiece of ancient engineering. But why build it at all? Okay, but here's the biggest mystery of all. Why? Why go through decades, maybe centuries, of effort to build this? One popular theory is that Stonehenge was used as a calendar. During the summer solstice, the sun rises perfectly aligned with the stones, which means they were tracking time. But wait, there's more. Some researchers believe it was also a healing site. Human remains found nearby show signs of illness and injury, almost like people traveled long distances, hoping to be cured. And then there's another theory. What if Stonehenge was a place for rituals or ceremonies? A gathering point, a sacred space, a connection between people, nature, and the sky. Honestly, it might have been all of these things combined. The aliens built it theory. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, some people believe aliens built Stonehenge, because honestly, it does feel almost too advanced for its time. But here's the truth. There's no real evidence for that. What we do have evidence for is something way more powerful. Human creativity, human cooperation, and the ability to solve problems, even without modern technology. In a way, that's even more impressive than aliens, right? A project that took generations. Here's something most people don't realize. Stonehenge wasn't built overnight, or even in a single lifetime. It was constructed in multiple phases, over 1,500 years. That means different generations kept building it, improving it, modifying it. Imagine starting a project, knowing you'll never see it finished, and still doing it anyway. That's a level of dedication we rarely see today. The real truth. So, what's the truth behind Stonehenge's construction? It wasn't magic. It wasn't aliens. It was something much more human. It was teamwork on a massive scale. It was trial and error. And it was a deep connection to the world around them. The sun, the seasons, and maybe even life and death itself. Stonehenge is proof that even thousands of years ago, humans were capable of doing the extraordinary. And maybe that's the most fascinating part of all. Not just how Stonehenge was built, but what it says about us. Because if people that long ago, with no modern tools, could create something this complex, what are we capable of today? Kind of makes you think, right? If you enjoyed this, you'll love what's coming next. So hit that subscribe and let's explore more together. And hey, next time you see a pile of rocks, don't underestimate it. It might just be hiding a story that's been waiting thousands of years to be told.